Being pressured in the corner can be one of the most frustrating experiences to deal with in a fighting game, especially in a game like Street Fighter 6 where the presence of throw loops creates an intense feeling of discomfort for the defender. MenaRD, one of the most successful Street Fighter players in the world, has quite a few strategies we can use to deal with hyper-aggressive players like Angry Bird and Punk. Today, we're going to be looking at exactly what Mena has up his sleeve to deal with this gruesome scenario.
Oh no, this is it! He jumps it! MenaRD!
Is your C3 champion! He'll return to...
Let's recap from last time what the core main options are to escape the corner. Move, jump, attack, and stay patient in the corner. When trying to escape the corner, most players think very linear again and try to avoid picking the option their opponent is covering. Oh, my opponent is trying to move forward, so I'll press jab. Or, my opponent is trying to cover the ground, so I'll jump. However, now we understand from the last video that top level play is all about trying to pressure all of these options while very rarely attempting to read a specific escape option. So in this video, we will be going over what to do against the top level corner pressure strategy. The first thing we must do is take control of as much space as possible. We know that our opponent is trying to maintain anti-air range since it's their best spacing option to pressure you. So make sure to take control of this space by micro-walking around it. This will let you inch your way out while also confuse your opponent on when and what option you'll be committing to out of the corner. As demonstrated here, if your opponent is trying to outspace you, but you're also trying to fight for more space, sometimes you can get out of the corner with just a few steps. This blends nicely into our next step, which is to overshoot our options out of the corner. A lot of players tend to play too safely in their own space and commit to an option immediately when they're in the corner. However, this is exactly the trap your opponent wants you to do if they're attempting to outspace you. Look at this example here. This player presses a button before taking the space given to them. As such, they are outspaced and whiff punished. Mena will also attempt to press a button out of the corner, but look at how he takes a few steps first before committing to anything. Mena taking the space given to him allows him to successfully connect his button onto his opponent and return the game back to neutral. This is the act of overshooting your options. Overshooting is the act of moving past your safety range in order to catch your opponent spacing backwards. While overshooting is most notably done with attacking, it can be utilized with any option. Watch here how Mena overshoots first before committing to his jump option out the corner. This is to ensure that his jump crosses up the opponent and guarantees the game state returns to neutral. Had Mena done his jump from the edge, he would have been anti-aired back into the corner. When attacking out of the corner, you should prioritize a side switch conversion of sorts in order to switch the momentum in your favor. If your character doesn't have a side switch option, then try to prioritize corner carry so that you can drag your opponent closer to the other side of the stage instead. Side switching an opponent in the corner allows you the opportunity to put yourself in the advantage state instead. These opportunities can allow you to create comebacks that you may not be able to make if you simply return to center stage and play neutral instead. It's one of the reasons why it's so common for top players to backthrow their opponent after a successful perfect parry in the corner. Let's look at jumping out of the corner now. We now know that we must overshoot our options out of the corner. This is especially true with jumps. A very common habit that players do is to either neutral jump or back jump when they're in the corner. But notice how, even against players who lack the reactions to anti-air, this type of jump puts you back in the same position as before. It doesn't help you to push you out of the corner. These types of jumps are very dangerous as it breaks the first two rules of escaping the corner, which is to take as much space as possible and overshoot your options. Dialing back to taking space. While it is ideal to do so to help escape the corner, it's important to not force yourself out as it's more likely to get your forward momentum stuffed and push you back into the corner. As you try to micro walk forward, if you notice that your opponent is throwing out hitboxes to cover your forward advances, simply move back to safety and wait to try a different option out the corner. Lastly, a habit I noticed from Mena is that he'll break the first rule of taking space, only under the condition that his opponent will overcommit to moving forward when pressuring him. This can catch your opponent off guard because usually they'll only move forward to initiate your strike throw mix-up when they realize you're being patient in the corner. But committing to an immediate option yourself can throw them off and allow you to escape the corner with ease. Before we get to some examples of top players implementing these tips, here's a quick recap on what we should be doing to escape the corner against high-level players. Take control of as much space as possible. Overshoot options out of the corner. Try to side switch when choosing an option out of the corner. Always cross up the opponent when jumping out of the corner. Don't force forward movement out of the corner. And commit to an option immediately if the opponent moves towards you. Thank you so much for watching the second video in the Play Like series. Please subscribe and offer your support for more guides like this, and I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the examples.